Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and ahead of us we have a battle we weren't exactly expecting. The Norwegians kind of lured us into the expectation of a simple battle to overtake the capital with them out of reinforcing range, but they duped us pretty well. We got a battle against technically a larger force than ours. However, we have our own counters. They are not battle tested. That is the first. Secondly, we have our three newest 12-pounder units are on the field here. Also unbattle tested, but with the superior range and accuracy they bring compared to our old units, I'm looking forward to testing them out. We also have our own Pavel's Imperial Grenadiers, battle-hardened and crucial to a previous battle, and I think cavalry-wise we match up, and we're going to be in good shape. But what we're going to do, they lured us in, we're going to see if we can't lure them into a defeat. And the way we'll do that is they're probably going to be leading with their cavalry as far as reinforcing. I hope we're going to find out if the main strategic map works the same on the tactical battle map, if they will be reinforcing from the left. Well, if that's the case, we'll be ready for them. And that's where the bulk of our cavalry will also be, along with artillery, to be able to bombard them a bit as they approach us. So that's the way we're going to set up and play it. Now it's just a matter of let's get down there and make it happen. Alright, looks like we definitely have the high ground. How about we say that? And so my expectations is that we'll be seeing off to our left is where the reinforcements will be coming in towards us. We'll have some sort of original defensive unit for the city itself over here. Looks like their setup zone is a little bit into the city, but also off to the left. So that's how we're kind of going to set up. I think defensive-wise, I won't have to man the left. The hillsides here are going to make it difficult for them to approach us on the left. So we'll maybe have one regiment over here to hold down the main defending force, and everybody else is going to be focused on the reinforcements. So we'll be right back as we set up our perimeter. Alright, we're back, and how we're going to do it. We have the initial regiment staying put right here to cover their loadout zone. We have a line over here to hold this position. I'm expecting we shouldn't have a problem. I'm kind of leaving the right open, seeing as how difficult it will be for the enemy to go through the city to try to outflank us. And if they do try that, it's going to take them forever. We're going to see it coming. We'll be able to adjust. Everybody else is kind of focused over here on the bulk of their forces that'll be arriving on the battlefield, and artillery is set. What I do on this line, I kind of have a little bit of a curved line just to connect the two directions we're facing, and I have this very thin line out front because they're going to advance a bit farther out just to go into square formation, since I'm expecting cavalry to approach first. And that's kind of the setup, how we're going to use. We got tons of cavalry of our own in the background to disrupt once it seems appropriate to get them out there more, to disrupt the reinforcement flow. And that's it. We did leave a couple reserve units over on this side just in case we get more of a push than we expect. But otherwise, everybody else is focused to the left and focused to where we expect reinforcements. If we don't get the reinforcements there, we're screwed. And this will be an interesting battle. And we have held our pikemen in reserve near the bulk of our artillery pieces. It's close enough where if I needed to get it over here for support, the pikemen can address that too. But we have reserves right here. And we have reserves on the left. I think we're ready to go. Let's get it started and see if we're accurate on where the reinforcements will enter the field. And as a matter of fact, let's do this. These will be the units we venture out with first, so we want to get them ready to go. Otherwise, let's see how the setup is over here. And there they are. We will start the bombardment, and That actually looks like the reinforcements of theirs are coming in more to their rear than anything. So let's start getting, let's start getting this line out a little different. We're gonna have to adjust this a little. So they aren't quite off to the side like we were expecting. We'll come out here and we'll see about setting up. In fact, their cavalry that started on the field is already venturing towards us. We're just going to go square formation right off the bat. And we're going to have to limber up here so we can get our artillery facing properly. Unfortunately, we'll be on the hillside above our units below, so we can fire from a distance over our units in the front. The square formation alone has forced or decided to have him retreat. So all of a sudden these units are not as critical to what we were planning. Let's start setting some defensive lines over here. And readjusting our reserves just a little bit. And as far as these units, let's get them out of square formation because they're going to be advancing with regular units now, is how it would appear. Although I'm not seeing any more units entering the field right now. So where are those reinforcements? That's what inquiring minds want to know. We're going to bring our main lines over here and extend our line a bit further. We'll bring these guys back to the edge over here to have some flanking square formations, just in case that cavalry does start approaching us on the map. And let's get the rest of our strength, our artillery, refaced for the battle. We have some more reserves. We can head to the front to back up our line over here. But they are not battle tested. They are already failing. Even our single artillery unit is just pounding them. Reinforcements be damned. So maybe, just maybe, even though it showed that they were getting reinforcements, maybe they indeed were too far distant to matter. They're just falling back quickly. We've crushed their initial assault, and I'm just not seeing any reinforcements reappearing. Just in case they do, we're going to keep our 2 units over here while our attentions are going to be focused elsewhere. We can get the rest of our cannon firing. Get some more units over here for reserve. They may be closing for assault, but they're starting to falter. Why they went into square formation just because I have my cavalry so close. How funny is that? They're reacting to the cavalry, which is not even being brought out right now. So it looks like we're going to have to change our tactics here a little bit, although our cannon are just running them off. I'm liking our new 12-pounders already. So looks like we're going to start start our lines advancing. If they're going to keep faltering and falling back like this, we're just going to start advancing. Here's Pavel's Grenadiers. Haven't even been needed in this particular battle. They've fallen so swiftly. Let's start an advance over here on the wings. Like this. He started to withdraw just under the anticipation of our advance. What have we got back here? Some garrison line infantry. Yeah, it's time for us to start moving forward as we can. We have some awkward ground here, so let's just hold off. Yeah, even this unit is not going to be able to go the way we intended. We're taking our own casualties, walking in front of the artillery. And we're driving them off. So let's just keep advancing. Their cavalry is approaching now. And to counter their square formation out here, we'll advance. And we are going to bring our own charge down with our own cavalry here. I think at this point we're just going to silence the cannon to try to, eliminate as many friendly potential fire incidents as possible. Follow through, chase them down. And let's speed up the movement here so we can take out. In fact, let's see if we can chase down some infantry while we're at it. We should be firing any time now. For whatever reason, we're being fired on. Let's see if we can't let's see if we can't urge our guys to fire a little bit. Unless it's a terrain issue is what it is. So that was poor positioning on commander's part. Let's get to the crest of the hill here. And dig that square formation out. And because we're going to be under fire doing that, let's bring up some more reserves to help with the effort. And now it's turning into a scattered mop-up operation. Let's get moving over here. And we can use a little cavalry help down in this direction, I think, to help with the rooting out. We'll bring a couple regiments out. Okay, this unit's folded. Now we'll bring fire over here, get them wavering, and that should wrap up the battlefield for the most part. In fact, we'll hold the cavalry back since they're in square formation here until our own infantry is able to deal with the situation. That was supposed to be cavalry. You guys hold. Well, you know, since the firing lines seem to be so wacky, we're going to deal with this situation this way. If you guys are not going to settle down and follow orders, knock out that square. And then we can bring the cavalry back in to help at this point, now that they're engaged, and finish the job. Uniform colors make it a little difficult to tell who is who. Cavalry do not take out the wrong units. And we have them broken. That should be it. If everybody's wavering, that should be it. Unless, that is it. Let's end the battle. Since the reinforcements never ended up showing up. It was a big tease. Alrighty. We lost 4. I'm happy with our losses there. And it says this army left in tatters, but I don't recall them ever showing up. What do you know? And it looks like we ultimately then do have to continue the assault. No, there we go. Campaign 1. We have successfully completed our campaign goals. Oh, actually, that's the campaign. But we've decided we're going to do more than just complete our campaign goals. We want to control all of the European theater. That's the goal for this playthrough. So we have taken out Norway. We can send our rake that's in here on the way. And I'm thinking the best use, well, we got a lot over in Russia right now. Why don't we send some more over this way? And eventually, do we even have a rake in Great Britain yet? No, because we don't have a way to get it over there. So we're going to start focusing, at least with our espionage game, we're going to start putting more effort into the West. And let's get things healed up. Let's get order back in place. And we don't have the ability to repair yet. But as long as our army is standing there, complete or not, things are under control. Alright, that means we're in much better position now to focus our attentions on Russia. And that is our intention. I think everybody has not moved yet, so let's continue with movements. And if we have such a... Did I spend a lot before the battle? I guess I may have before the battle, because our income is expected to be almost 12,000. Now these are our cannon, which we're going to bring back over the border into our own... Well, I guess this is our own territory. Let's bring the cannon into the fort to wait. And it looks like we'll be opening the battle with Russia in St. Petersburg. I would like to perhaps get another army or two down in this theater before the actual attack, because I don't want to be surprised by waves of armies coming at us from that direction. So let's see if we have some rakes that can scout over. We got something. We have someone near Moscow. We don't have a good eye over here, so let's send someone down in this direction. In fact, the quicker way for me to find all my rakes is right over here. All quiet with the Ottoman Empire. Moscow, we're going to keep you just kind of, in fact, maybe we'll send you over here to this side of Moscow a little bit. Make sure there's nothing going on this side, which there does not appear to be. France, Finland, we got a rake that we need to get moving also for St. Petersburg itself. Make sure nothing is hiding over in this direction, ready to surprise us. And there is an army, so we've done our job over here to start getting a sense of how their armies are covering their country. As far as all the regions, it's good growth, good tax growth. We just have to worry about Sweden potentially revolting on us before we move too many forces out of Sweden until we get that under control. So we'll see how this all plays out. In fact, I wonder if we even, you know, get the city center. Yeah, it's close to being under control. And I kind of feel like if we get rid of some of the... that's religious unrest. No, there's no real devastation from the building here not being repaired, although the building itself does help a little bit with repression and happiness. So just getting that repaired alone next turn will help us out. And what we probably could do over here is see, that's happiness for the Protestant population. Well, we're going to convert that and change that, but perhaps now is not the time. We can show a little patience. And we need to get repaired here. Once we get that repaired, things will settle down much quicker in Norway than they will in Sweden, and we'll be able to get this force moving. So I think we've done what we need to do now. We can't really spend anything else to repair much. Let's just move on to the next turn. And the only thing left, actually, before we do it, I do want to get in here and take a look at research and technology. And the reason I kind of held off before is I don't want to destroy a built-up college necessarily. I want to destroy a lowly school, and here we have a lowly school. So the option would be, let's change the research to this item. Is there anything open I can change the research to? See, that's the thing. Nothing else is open. So we're going to wait the one turn for that to finish. Then we're going to destroy this school because there's nothing else it'll be able to switch to. And that's the school we'll destroy. So we have a gentleman over here, and that's who we want to get on the move to this school. It may be the only open school. It would appear that's the only open... Oh no, there's some other open schools over here too. So let's go see where this school is. It's right here. This is the one we're going to get rid of, and let's see. I would like to maybe get it over to this particular college over here. So let's see where we have to get them to... Oh, that's a long trip. That's a long trip, but we're going to make that long trip right now. Let's get over here and move the gentleman out. And we'll just pick our spot right here. It'll take a few turns to get over there, but we got the thing going. And we're still going to finish this research in one turn, whether he's there or not. So that'll solve our problems, and next turn we can destroy the school and get it to something more productive. All right, we are ready to go. We'll see you on the other side. And Louis the 15th is looking for a lot of technology, and he will give us a territory over where we don't even need a territory, because that's not part of our goal. We are not doing world conquest. We're doing European theater conquest, even though it includes more than Europe. That's our goal for this playthrough, so I'm not interested in that trade. And Spain is going on for that four-field crop rotation. He's trying to sneak that in at every turn, at the same time going for a military alliance. We've turned that down multiple times, and we will continue to turn it down. All right, we completed our military technology. That's our clue right now. Oops, the workers have rioted in Sweden. The Iron Master's works is damaged and we're losing population. And election results, well, they always get reelected with this particular government. Look at all these stars these guys have. That's just absolutely amazing. And our construction report is more than one. How exciting. In fact, this turn, we got to replenish armies, so we're still not going to start any big construction job. But we are going to do this before I forget. We're going to go here, and we're going to tear down our school. And we'll be able to convert that coming up. In fact, we'll decide if we, at that point, if I want to look at destroying any other schools, because we have a lot of unproductive schools right at the moment. First thing we're going to do in Sweden is take a look at the public order. It's kind of coming slowly back in line, but we're going to repair here because it looks like we need the help. And that was expensive. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a look at our army here. It is all in the process of being replenished, so we'll see if that helps out by having a larger force in here with our public order. And that building being repaired, we'll find out. We may lose some more to rioting coming up, or this next turn we may indeed just have a revolt rise up that we're going to have to quash. We'll find out. Let's see how things are looking in Norway real quick. We're not quite able to move out, but things are much better. And once we repair our main government building, I think we're going to be a lot better over here. We're going to spend the rest of our funds to replenish this army. Okay, it wasn't quite the rest of our funds. What do you know? I do see some farms out there that we can afford to to spruce up, and we can probably, if we have another small farm somewhere, we can afford that too. Now, what do we have here? Another college that I don't really need. We're going to tear down another college. And that'll hopefully help Norway become more productive. We'll build up another farm, and this turn, as far as spending our funds, went by quickly. Now it's just a matter of continuing everybody moving for us, and we're going to cross over onto the main continent. We're going to have our rake see if we can locate that army that used to be out here somewhere. So we're just going to kind of head off. And now they were more over in this direction. Let's kind of wander over this way, and we've kind of lost track of them. So at some point we would like to find them again. We have a rake here that's keeping track of things over here. We're going to kind of follow our roadways around here, see if we can come up with some other forces that could be around. Let's kind of go up to the border here near Moscow, and we're not seeing anything out in the fields floating around here, so we'll keep you more to the south. Not seeing a lot of armed forces. For as much respect as our armed forces are getting, I'm not seeing a lot of those armed forces. Alright, we still have some of our older demi-cannons here, but they're joined at least by some howitzers to give us another look for the artillery when we attack. So this army is ready. What we have to do is get these guys on the move over here, both in Stockholm, which will be a lot longer than the army in Norway right now. I think what I'm going to have to do in the process is it might be in our best interest to build up that army in Austria anyway, just to give us more flexibility with armies, since that one's going to be camping out in Sweden, in Stockholm, for a while, it would appear. And he's I think, the guy on the move, right? Isn't he on the move down here for us? Yeah, I think he's heading over, I think it was Serbia where we were sending this guy. No, he's the one that was already there. There's another one going to Serbia. Here he is. There's his movement. Yeah, so he's still going. So I think for the moment I can't upgrade our infrastructure any further. I can't move any further units. So it's in our best interest just to take our next turn, free up some funds, so hopefully we can start some. I'd like to do a turn or two of infrastructure building to increase our income, just so I can start expanding another army in Austria to be available as we move against Russia. It's kind of where my head's at right now. So that's where we're looking next. So let's take our next turn. All right, once again, the people of the region have rebelled. Let's go take a look at that. There's the army that has rebelled. So they are very nearby. We'll have to run out and take care of this. It'll be easily quashed. We should be able to battle with them and then get back to the city to try and help get things under control. So we are at full strength currently in Sweden. Yeah, so things, if we can knock this out, get here and back in time, at least Sweden won't be revolting anymore against our occupation. So let's just do that right now. It's highly in our favor, but we're going to take it on in this forested map. And let's see, what do we have here? Well, we also have the 12-footer, our artillery. So yeah, we're going to get this done. We'll see you down there. Even though it's lopsided, we need another battle. Okay, it's kind of a foggy day, and for as much forest that was on the map, it's not super heavily forested right in front of us. I'm just going to keep the temptation of our artillery all smattered together here. If they want to charge it with their infantry, we have canister. So we're just going to do that. And then we'll get our front lines up here, and we'll advance with our front lines and just keep a smattering in reserve. We'll strengthen this side of the line. We got cavalry on the wings, and I think we have ourselves an advance. I'm not even going to worry about setting up all the reserves. So there we go. We're going to advance our lines on either side of the artillery. And they are advancing us indeed. And they're going to have heck to pay. Doesn't sound the same when you try to say the nice version of that. They're going to have hell to pay while they try advancing on us through our artillery barrage. We might as well get our cavalry off into the distance, see if we can get them ready to come in on the rear at the right time. And why don't we try the same thing on this side? We'll send a couple more units over here just to help extend this line at some point, just in case they try playing towards the flank of this side of our line. And we have one far removed unit in the back here, and what we may do is just see about sandwich charging them with artillery as the rest of the battle is going on. Let's hurry up and get these forces up into position. And everyone else is just about lined up. They're getting pounded. The longer they stay there, our cavalry is going to come over here. He's starting to move up to support them. Let's get the cavalry active. And they've engaged now with our side of the line here. Everybody else soon engaging. They do not appear to be holding up well. Let's get all our cavalry, artillery refocused over here. to where they're holding a little tougher, but not by much. And our cavalry is almost closed in here. In fact, we'll bring some down here. In fact, we're going to silence the artillery now that we're engaging close hand with our cavalry. And the enemy general has fallen. We're going to try running in here with our cavalry before they have time to reform. They're running along our line, so they're getting pounded even as, but we'll send somebody over here to try to keep them in order from reforming. Still possibly taking some friendly fire here. Oops, and the battle has been finished. So let's continue, run them down, just so these uprisings learn their lesson to stay under the Polish-Lithuanian control. All right, the forces have been run down, and the uprising has been quashed. All right, so 2 men remaining. I don't think that's much of an uprising in my book. Let's get back to Stockholm and keep the peace until we're able to move out. Let's just double check once again. Yes, things are starting to go our way now. There is a military crackdown for a little bit that helps, and so it was good to go out there and quash. And in the meantime, with the repaired building coming up and whatnot, we're going to be in good shape. In fact, it's already repaired. The last thing we got to probably look at some point, we want to convert the church, but that actually can wait. Let's take a look at any miscellaneous things down here. We're completing a lot of research, but we have nothing else to switch over to. So let's take a look. Rebellion quashed. That's a pretty disgusting picture also. Construction report still at a massive 4. Just not like the old days now, is it? Trait gained right there. And this is over in Poland. This is a trait gained by one of our ministers of some kind. A jughead. We have a new town emerging. Let's go find out where it is. It's in Hungary. How is Hungary looking right now as far as religious situation? It's comfortably Catholic. We don't need a church school. It's got plenty plenty working in its favor public order wise, so we need industry. All right, I think what we got to do is take a look. There could be a reason why we're running out of places to go, and what we need to do is we may have an upgraded army board that we can build and construct at this point. Let's go find out if that's the case. And yes, indeed, it is the case. So that'll unlock some more research for us over here. That's part of what's holding us up, is we're bound a little bit by in buildings, and a naval college is something else we also have to look at. I think we have some naval buildings elsewhere, perhaps over in Stockholm, as a matter of fact, that we have taken over. It might be a quicker step up to get the naval board over here, and we can barely afford it. That'll help more unlocking of our technology once that's built. And we don't have many funds left to unlock anything else, but let's get a sense of what else is unlocked. Militarily, that's what was holding us back. We also have a gunnery school that could be upgraded. That's a great arsenal. Not quite where we need to be yet. We got to find a great arsenal. Let's see if we can find a place that has a great arsenal. Perhaps Warsaw? Did we upgrade there? Look at that, a great arsenal, and we can't quite afford the gunnery school. So next turn, a priority is upgrading our gunnery school and give us access to some mortar batteries and explosive rocket research. So that'll be another upgrade. And then in the non-military, we just have a lot of... we've fallen behind in upgrading buildings, and that's what's holding back our research right now. We have something open here once we finish machine tools. And have we unlocked palatial estates? I imagine we have started building some. So we just got to get a few minor things built. We can't quite upgrade the schools yet. Classical universities to modern universities, not quite yet. This will open some researches for some of us. So yeah, it's mostly our falling behind in building because we were so focused on the military aspect of our campaign that we lost some advantages in our research. So that's what's doing it. Let's see. We don't have a lot of other funds left, so we're just going to upgrade a few more farms to get us growing even faster. In fact, is there that many? We need a smaller farm to be able to upgrade. Oh, we can do a little craft workshop upgrade. And there you go. So I tell you what you do. I'll put it out for a vote. We don't have all our forces in place, but our rakes over here are not finding a lot of excessive forces. Do you think we're in position to start our attack, even though militarily there's gaps in our ability to flood the Russian Empire? That's for sure. Will it be safe enough? Will we be safe enough? I'm just not seeing a lot of Russian forces and knowing where they are. Let's see who they're at war with. If we can maybe determine maybe where they've sent some of their forces. At war with pirates and okay, to the south, Let's check down here and continue looking down here and see if we can find their armies. Maybe this is where they're battling since they're technically at war down here. Although I see nothing burning. I see no evidence that they're actively battling down here. But, you know, we'll just keep our eyes open. And well, you can tell me if you have a comment. Should we just go ahead and press the attack? I'm kind of, from what I'm seeing here in the Russian-held territories, I'm kind of thinking we can go ahead and green light things for us. We could probably then, as backup, start moving our forces out of Norway here pretty quick, pretty soon. And about the only thing I didn't do with this army, no, they are getting replenished, so next turn they should be at full strength. And we're at the point where we can move them out. So actually, let's get going. And should we, what's going to be the quicker route? I kind of want to bring them down this way to the south and then back through Poland, just so we have another army in another direction. It's going to take a while to get there, is the only problem. But that's what we're going to do. Oh, you know, the other thing we could do is I can send out my couple ships. Now that I don't have a naval threat over here, we can board this army here and sail across, which would be a much, much quicker approach. Why don't we try it that way? Let's get our fleet moved temporarily. Over here. Let's get this army moving down. And just double check. I think everything should be under control. Barely, but it's under control. So yeah, let me know. Should I wait till that other army gets over closer to Russia, or do you want to see us start the attack now? Who wants to wait, right? You can kind of see how I'm inclined. I'm inclined to let's take a risk and let's just get moving now. Why wait? I'd kind of like to be surprised and find out I've missed the Russian forces here and there. And then it may, if there doesn't seem to be much pushback from Russia, we may start advancing down here because they're slowly building up down here, to be quite honest, and maybe we can start countering that by advancing over here. That just may be something we can look at doing. So let me know your thoughts. And what we're going to do at this point is I think we'll call the episode here. We have the North. The Great North is gone. Let's take out the Great East. And then we can turn our attentions to the European heavyweights that remain. and that would be Great Britain, France, and Spain. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time.